read. So we are just killing and we are going to run again. Okay, so it run. You have to run the server again. So just, so the all you need to go to the where do we have all the information? Package.json, right?
Yes.
How to run, yeah. So if you go to the package.json, you will be finding out the details how to run this application. Okay, good. Now we should be able to go. We are running the Swagger in a specific port, in this case 5000. So look at the second, the API. It is the post and it is create. Stay there now. Now you can go back to the tab number 1. And now you can see the, go to the XHR. You have to recreate again because I think you already recreate again. Now you have to go back all the way. So we'll see this one should be, we have to match everything before we do it. Do not submit, just right click. Yep. Inspect, network, and now you can submit. Yes. Okay, so create has failed now. So at least something has happened now. So we can just click it, go to the create 409. 409 is on the Swagger, you'll be finding on the Swagger. 409 is you'll be finding on the controller file as well, because the 409 is coming from the controller where we mentioned. So what did it say? So it is failing now. But anyway, my goal is not here. Stay there. So that's not my goal. So this is the brand, category, description, image, name, price, stock quantity. Go back to the Swagger. That's exactly here. The payload you can see. This is the create, and that's actually is all the payload is showing, the request body. Scroll down, please. And the 400 series, remember, and the please provide all the required field. Something goes wrong. That's the way we can see how the backend and the front end is working as expected, because this is already implemented. And the second tab is not working. Go hit submit again. You pass the data, you can submit, it will not work. So it is not working, it shouldn't. Can you type all the details, please? Good. All right. And just type a URL. So it shouldn't work. So now you see the transportation layer, your network layer, that's the reason it's called the network. Means your front end is not able to reach out to the back end. Okay, because technically this front end has not implemented your backend API. So today we are going to actually not only complete the front end development, and we are going to integrate with the backend. So let's go start now.
Okay. So
Yeah.
one second. Okay. So till now we've only done the so I noticed that I did price twice. I'm just going to remove this. Okay, so let's just run this again. Okay.
What happened?
Yeah, I'm running it again. So basically,
so the front end of the website normally run on the port 8080, but if the 8080 is the occupied or used, you can use any port that is available. Okay, the front end normally we call the website, and website the default port is 8080 or 80. You can run any port.
okay, so basically, so for now, we have this form that I just showed. So basically, it doesn't do anything. So first of all, what we want to do is when we actually type in type in values into each of these fields, we want to be able to save it somewhere so that we can actually make the post request, and so that the actual product can be created. So let's do that. So what we're going to do is we are going to create this thing called a hook. So we're going to call it form data, and we're going to call it set form data. This is how you create a hook. So you use state. So what a use state is basically, so we do form data and set form data. I mean, like, you can call it anything. So form data in this case is going to be like a variable, and this set form data is going to be like a function that sets values to this variable. So let's see how this actually works. So in our case, we have a lot of things. We have name, we have a image URL, we have price and everything. So we want to be able to save the data from the user and save it in this form data.
Basically,
So let's just
passing the whole payload or the form input field. And now if you want to expose each of the field, you can, or if you want to ignore one of the field, you can. Am I right? I think I forgot this.
Yeah, but for now we're just going to basically we're going to make the user pass in all the information.
Okay.
So I'm just basically specifying the information that I'm going to be saving. Initially, we are leaving it as a blank string.
The blank means we're not passing any data, correct?
Yes.
The user will be sending the data from the front end or the from the API tool, like a Postman or any other tool.
Okay, so now as you can see here, we have a label and we have the actual field, just like here. So we have the label and we have an input for each of the inputs. So what we want to do is we want to make sure, we want to basically connect the label to the input. So let me show you how we're going to actually do it. So what we do is we go to the label and we write HTML4 name, and we're going to give it a name here of name equals to name. So for this one, we're going to do HTML4 image, and here we're going to give it a name of image. And for this one, let's give it a name of price so that we can give an HTML4 price. And same thing here. Let's give it a name of category. And in the label for the category, and we're going to call this brand. So let's give this a name of brand. So quantity. Okay, let's call it stock quantity. And for this one, let's give it a. We're also going to give a name for this one.
Sure.
HTML4 description. And that's pretty much it for now. Where else? There's a lot more stuff to do. So basically, whenever there's a change to any one of these inputs, when the user basically makes a change, there's a property called onChange, and basically we're going to create a function called handleInputChange. We can call it anything we want, and we're basically going to have to define this function. So we're going to have to basically come here and create the function. So here we can set a try catch block. We're going to basically create the base URL. So this is where we're starting to actually make the API calls. So we can do HTTP localhost 4,000 products, and there's going to be a response. It's going to be await, and we're going to be using Axios, which is basically a library for creating the API calls. And we're going to pass in the form data, which we're going to, this is where we're going to save all the user input, which we'll get into. And if the response status is 200, that means we can give a success, product added successfully. And otherwise, we're going to basically catch the error. So error adding the product, because there was something wrong. So we're also going to basically console out the error. And we're going to give an error, which is error adding product. So what this is basically when you successfully create a product, there's going to be there's going to be like a message that pops up showing you that you were able to successfully create the product. That's what message is.
If you do not add the line number 18, line number 22, and if you just execute for the front end or from the API testing, you will not see anything. So message just help you whether it worked successfully or it did not.
Yes. So we're going to add the onChange to all of them. So whenever there is a change to any of the data or the inputs,
Whenever the user, the client send the data, so we're going to store.